Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Bullock's Business Banter. It's Friday. Oh, I do feel like that. I'm glad it's Friday. I am. I really am. It's 19th of February. January, where's that come from? This is February. It is the 19th. It's Friday. Way too excited. Good news. Lots of news and stuff like that's going on. So let's look at the headlines. So, Uber drivers are workers, not self-employed. The decision means thousands of Uber drivers set to receive minimum wage and holiday pay. Oh, that's going to upset them. Excitement builds over new Mars rover images. We're going to talk about that and a couple of other things as well in a few moments. The rover touched down successfully on Thursday night on the Mars planet in the Jezero? Yeah, it's in a crater on Mars. UN asks for proof that Princess Latifah is alive. I've got a joke, but it's inappropriate, so I'm not going to do that now. The Human Rights Office has also asked the UAE about the status of the daughter of Dubai's ruler. The Spirit of a Teenage Girl has won Best Film. Rocks, which cast unknown schoolgirls, wins 5 prizes at the British Independent Film Awards. And Max, the miracle dog, gets an animal OBE honour. The 13-year-old therapy dog brings peace and joy to many, according to his owner, Kerry Irving. Right, let's see who we have in today. Grant is...
Oh, dear.
You got a fire alarm? He's got a fire alarm. Oh, I'll let him sort that out. And we've also got Darren.
Good morning. Afternoon.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Just as I switched it over. So, yes, it's all very exciting. Are you you got no cover. You got no curtains on your window. What's happened?
I don't have curtains, mate. We live in a place where there's just no crime.
We have never seen out that window.
That window there.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. Bongos, clarinets. I think there's a mouth organ, maybe a triangle, and Miles in the corner. That's Miles the Money Box. It was from Booker Finch days when we was a band with the Smallwoods, and that was our takings. For when we did our Ronnie Scott's gigs and stuff. Takings. It all went in Miles the dog there. So.
Oh well, okay. Grant, you got that on mute, Grant. There you go.
They're loud, aren't they? Though somebody's burnt the toast.
Ooh, they are loud when they get. Well, they are supposed to be loud, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
that's the idea of them, really.
That's a general idea. That's a general idea.
I'm liking your pronunciation today, Matt. Dubai. Is it Dubai? Is it
Dubai? I don't know. I was just. There is a. I don't know if it's inappropriate joke or anything, but obviously it's Princess Latifah. But obviously, when her father passes away and she moves up the ranks, does she turn into Queen Latifah?
Queen Latifah.
Did you know where I was going then? Obviously.
Yeah, I did. I'm just wondering if she's still alive to get to that point. But yeah, okay.
I completely missed the boat on what all that's about. What's all that?
Well, she's obviously the princess of the. Is it the King of Dubai? Dubai?
No, isn't he a sultan or something? I would have thought.
A sultan, something like that. Yeah. And his daughter's gone missing, and she's put a video up to say she's been held captive. He came on a few days ago and said, no, she's fine. She's being looked after by her family. She's all fine. And now there's reports that she may be dead. So the UN have asked proof to make sure she's alive because no one's seen her. And the UAE have got involved to find out the status of her. So watch this space, really. No one really knows.
That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Well, I feel a war coming on.
I feel like that. It happened before, though. It happened some years back where someone was being held captive. I'm sure it was. Hang on. Right, just had a newsflash. Newsflash, hello.
Newsflash. You heard it here first.
Yes. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have told the Queen they will not return as working members of the royal family. Well, we sort of knew that, didn't we?
I thought they'd already done that.
I thought she told them to bugger off first. I thought she said... They've lost all their royal patronage, and I thought that's... So they won't be coming back. She doesn't want them back. Do one.
Who cares? I don't really care. Yeah. She's changed him anyway. She's changed him.
She has. She has. He was a nice guy. Absolutely nice guy.
Right, we're going to start off with space news because last night.
Okay.
All right, Darren.
Sorry,
Don't get
I was-
excited.
No, it's my email. My email just hung up. Sorry. My boss.
So last night, ignore him. Last night, NASA landed their rover on Mars, which has taken 7 months to get there, and we've got a little bit of footage to show you of the actual. You don't see anything because obviously there's no visual. It's not SpaceX doing it, so they haven't got cameras mounted everywhere. So this is just the reaction inside the actual space center.
It's because Mars doesn't really exist.
Of course.
That's Birmingham City scoring a goal. That is in the local Weatherspoons.
In your local Weatherspoons.
At this point, the descent stage has flown away to safe distance.
All very excited.
Continuing to
All
transmit
fist bumps all round.
direct through Mars Reconnaissance
Very
Orbiter
excited.
to-
They've just come up with the first picture that came down, and I want to freeze it on it when it gets to it. Hang on a minute. All right, calm down, everybody.
These Americans.
Touchdown confirmed. We're going to wait for the images.
I think we've got an image coming
This
through.
is so exciting. The team is beside themselves. It's so surreal.
Looks like we have some more news in. It looks like we're getting the first image.
This took 11 minutes to come
Here,
down.
take a look at the first image.
Is there an image? There it is. That's the
Wow.
first. Yeah.
That's Bube
Some,
Beach.
some idiot said, "Oh look, there's some shadow of something that's already there." No, that's the shadow of the rover.
Ah, dear me. I'll tell you what, though, it is impressive for Austin. I thought that factory had shut down years ago, but if that's how Austin Rover are doing these days, that's really good stuff. So, a rover on the moon. Could be a Land Rover, I suppose.
Could be,
sorry, on
could
Mars.
There's been there's like isn't there like about 4 rovers on Mars already?
Yes, there is. Yes, there's another one coming down as well behind it. But this is in a special crater that they've got a lot of sediment in this crater where they feel that water freely ran thousands of years ago, and so they're going to dig down in there and see if there's any not life, obviously, but just remnants of life in this crater because they think it's a good place to look. So,
why?
Because we've got to put stuff on there, mate. That's why we've got to get people to that planet.
We haven't got to the moon yet, so why would we want to get to Mars?
That's first because we've got to get to the moon to bounce off the moon to Mars. So that brings me on to the next subject, which you may all have had an invite about half an hour ago about my new little project. Now, this is not a business project, so don't get everybody like, oh, he's selling stuff. No, nothing to do with that. This is my new little project because I am now going to start up a channel, and it's already been created this morning, where we are Social Command's space events. And what it is we'll be live streaming don't laugh, all the events from SpaceX and NASA that you see on YouTube. But we're going to do it across Facebook as well.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Sorry.
So, I've been working on it about a week, and there is somebody else involved in it as well, who's a bit more technical. I know nothing about space, just to let you know, nothing. But we have made a video, obviously, because it's me. I've made a video.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Liftoff.
So basically, we're gonna stop laughing, Darren. This is a hobby. Am I to have a hobby? You know, I'm interested in space. So basically, when there's a launch or something big happening, we're gonna go grab the feed and we're gonna stream it across our dedicated Facebook page. It's we created, and also Pete said, "Dear God." I'm getting you on, Pete. And we're gonna just because there's so many people who are interested in it, other than Darren, in what SpaceX are doing and NASA's doing. That's the viewing figures are humongous for these launches. So I was thinking, hello, tap into this one. So that's the first launch. Unfortunately, was supposed to be Sunday. They've just scrapped it. So I think it's Thursday, the next launch. So we'll send out invites to everybody so you can watch it. And we'll have a chit chat. We'll watch
Is
it.
that SpaceX? Is it
That's SpaceX? Yeah. There was supposed
and
to
is
be
this one?
Sunday.
Is this the one that's going into orbit, or is it got a mission? Is it the Dragon one? Is it?
This is the Starlink one. They've got they
Okay.
had the Starlink was supposed to be Sunday. They moved it to Thursday, and then the Starship was supposed to be Monday for another test, but because of the weather in Texas with all the snow and the cold, that they've just held that for a week. So that's been postponed a week. So a little bit early, but we're
They've got no
doing
power
more.
in Texas, so it's really worrying, isn't it? I mean, I was supposed to be on a
Yeah.
webinar on Wednesday night, and he got
Yeah.
cancelled because all the people who are in Austin, Texas, where they were based, they had no power.
Frozen windmills or something, isn't it? They're blaming for it. So
Frozen what? Sorry.
they must have windmills. So they must have a massive percentage of their power.
Oh, wind farms.
Yeah. So yeah, not making bread.
no,
It's nothing to do with the bread side.
I just
It's
wondered.
not-
It's
Yeah,
strange.
it's-
Windmills.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, the weather is horrendous. I think it's getting better now, but yeah, they lost power because they just weren't. They're not prepared for that. Worse than here, I think. Worse than the UK.
Saying something.
There's no protection or anything like that. So it's not.
Well,
great.
I'm going to look forward to that, mate. I think. Are you going to sort of? Is it just going to be a straightforward feed, or are you going to?
No, we're going to have
commentary,
chit
or
chat.
you going to have a chit chat about it as well?
Yeah. We got. Oh yeah, we got everything going on. I don't know if I can bring anything up. Let's have a look. Branding. Darren's really. I can tell Darren. There's a thing. There's a thing. We've got. Oh yeah, we've got the star background as well. If you look, that's
Very
the
nice.
star field in the background. So we've got that. We've got the logo in the corner.
I'll
as
tell you
well.
what you should do though, mate. I've got a little a bit of my guilty pleasure at the moment is looking into sort of really ancient history. You know, I talked about it the other day about the prehistory and all that sort of stuff. I got one book that was just a little even too far fetched for me. That was putting together the hypothesis that the humans actually were the human. You know, obviously everybody talks about the missing link and all that sort of stuff. You know, how did we get started? There were actually Martians, and they put together a sort of argument that we were actually the remnants of the Martian race, and the reason Mars is such a ball of dust is because they basically destroyed the planet with some sort of apocalyptic war, and then came. So I'd be happily come on and debate that one on you as we're waiting for the 5-hour countdown.
There is that. That is my worry. Well, the
Could
thing
be a
is
bit
though.
boring.
Well, this is the thing. You see, normally the SpaceX proper launches and even NASA ones obviously are timed correctly, and they announce what time they're going to be unless there's a hold. So normally we can come online probably about 15 minutes before the launch. So that's what we're going to do. But what's going to happen is with the... Hang on, I mean, Pete's putting... Grant's been watching Stargate SG-1 again. So it's only the Starship. Haven't you ever seen it?
Nah, it's not
No,
one
I
of those
didn't
things
like
I ever
it.
got into.
No, it's Pete was really into it. I just could never get into it. But the Starship obviously was a test launch, and they're not fixed. They still to give it a certain time. So that could be the boring one with a bit of excitement in the last 5 minutes before it blows up. But the normal...
Yeah, that's the reason it's not boring, because they do blow up quite often.
That's right. But the normal SpaceX and NASA, we can just jump in 15 minutes beforehand. So
It's just like a boring version of fireworks night, though, isn't it? Because it's just like there's only one firework, and it's just woo. I don't
know
really
what
get
is.
it.
I find it really.
I do.
Really
I tell you, I
exciting.
just today, for anybody that's got Apple TV, the new version for All Mankind is out. The Series 2. I don't know if anybody ever saw that. That's definitely been my little late night viewing before I go to bed. I try to watch a little bit of that, and it must admit it's taken me a few weeks to get through the first series because they're quite long episodes.
An hour, hour.
Yeah,
Hour, not
but I literally finished the last episode last night, and it's a bit like, I think we talked about this the other day, didn't we? That it's the man in the, or was it? I think this might have been off air actually. You and me, Matt.
Oh no,
The
it
man
was. It was after off. Yeah, it was after.
Yeah, it was the Man in the High Castle scenario. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that one, where there's an alternate universe. The the man in the high castle is whatever happened if the Nazis had won the war and the you know the way the world would have changed. Well, this one is, what if the Russians had landed on the moon before the Americans? And then they go down that rabbit hole where the Americans get super competitive and start actually, you know, they both start getting really competitive about it. And it's just really, really well done and really interesting. So the whole thing, like you just showed me, the NASA thing is there's a lot of that sort of stuff. But back in the 70s, it does make you wonder where we'd be if they'd have just carried on going.
No, I mean, we did, as I say, we discussed this the other day, and I think, it's a shame that everything sort of stopped. But it's Musk that's obviously brought it back in. SpaceX has brought that whole excitement, except for Darren, over space, and it's. I think it's just that. I mean, NASA really pushed forward now.
I just don't understand the purpose, though, Matt. What? So if you look at SpaceX, I get SpaceX because there's something to it. You know, there's a product, there's a reason, there's Wi-Fi around the world. It's absolutely. How does NASA find the money and the business plan? Someone turns up and says, "We want to stick this car on the moon, on Mars. It's going to cost a few billion quid, and we're going to get some really dodgy 35mm photos back of a very dusty, sandy beach." What is the, you know, I don't understand what is the benefit. What do we hope to find?
It's the future of it's us understanding more about the universe. You know, we've been to the moon and we've been to, you know, Mars, but we haven't physically been to Mars. If we found out, for example, we could absolutely verify that there used to be life on Mars, it changes everything about, you know, what we know. It will affirm the fact that if there was life on Mars, that the universe is probably populated with lots of other species. At the moment, we don't know whether or not aliens exist.
I think this, and that's a great question to answer, but it isn't worth billions of pounds, because I'm just thinking, what is the point? Okay, so we agree. I think you'd have to be slightly mad to think the scale and size of the universe that there isn't some other form of life out there. And, you know, it's just absolutely very true.
That is a great line. That is.
Do you know what? That whole thing, though, Darren, is a really interesting question, because scientists, although most of them now say, you know, there's got to be life on other planets, there's some really strong arguments to suggest that there isn't. And the reason Elon Musk is so hell-bent on getting to Mars is he feels that we need to be an interplanetary species, because the chances are that we are going to screw up the Earth. And therefore we need to be interplanetary, because one of his arguments is the reason that we have not got any evidence of alien life, there's no, you know, we've got no radio waves, radio signals. There should be some kind of evidence of the evidence of a civilization that was at the stage we were at before they became technologically more advanced. There should be evidence of that we can find, and we found none. So his argument is either life is really, really rare, which it could be, and there's some really good scientists that explain, even though there are, you know, millions and billions of potential planets, when you take into account the ratio of the, you know, what they call the Goldilocks zone, where it could be the size, you know, the size of the star and all this other stuff, it actually comes down to a really, 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 really small percentage of potential planets. And Elon Musk is saying also if somebody does get technologically advanced like us, there's a really high potential that we're going to end up destroying ourselves. And that's why we don't see aliens. And that's because there are none, because it's rare, and they usually blow themselves up before they get to the point where they can populate the solar system.
I can't buy into that, because I just think that the reality is the reason that we can't see any evidence is because we're not technologically advanced enough to see that evidence yet. If you look at where we were in 1970, which is what are we, 50 years ago, then we have moved on so quickly in such a short amount of time, and it seems to be, you know, a snowball effect of how much we learn. I watched The Sweeney. This is a great comparison. I watch The Sweeney now, and it looks ridiculous. When I used to watch The Sweeney when I was younger, it was like cutting edge, really great fun.
Well, that's just innovation. It's innovation. But absolutely. They do say they do say that there's two things what Grant just said there, which well, it is correct what Musk was saying. There's two that aliens are already here and they're giving us technology and they're releasing it as we need it. That's something that a lot of people believe in. It's also a lot of what the sci-fi writers have written about for years, because they said that the aliens are just monitoring us and they won't come to us until we're ready to accept them. And that's the other aspect to it.
First contact.
Yeah, it is. It's all to do with that. But there's a lot of stuff. I don't know if I'm looking for it or it's been shown to me, because I'm sort of looking. I've been doing this for the past couple of weeks and setting this up. There's a lot of nutters out there, which are well, not nutters. I suppose that I shouldn't say nutters. People who've got their own ideas of how this works, and there's the governments all know about it, and we know all these stories. Area 51, and it's a great piece that I was watching on YouTube, where they've got the same question that they've asked to all the presidents over the past few decades, about saying, well, they've got a reporter on, one-on-one, cameras all set up, they've done a normal interview, and they always ask the same question to a new president: have you been the secrets of Area 51 yet? Have you been given them? Now everybody's gone, well, no, God, there's nothing to be given. The only person who, you can guess where I'm going with this, the only person who made a slightly different answer was Donald Trump, because he went, oh, yeah. He said, but I can't talk about it. And he left it at that. And I thought, oh, my God. So it's all, I mean, I'm scared of aliens, for a start, just to let you know. Scared of aliens. The big greys with the eyes. Terrified, absolutely terrified.
E.T. is lovely. E.T. What a
no,
lovely guy he was.
I can accept that. They toned that down and made it short, so that's fine. But all the long
that's
arms.
sizist. All right.
the aliens at the back end of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, when they come out the ship, very long limbs.
Yeah.
Nightmares for months afterwards. Love the film, best favourite film, but that scene scares the hell out of me. Don't know why. Don't know what it is. But so why I'm sort of going down this path and looking at space, I do not know. But anyway, thanks for talking about this, because I didn't want to actually make
I just want to just interject there, though. I mean, blooming Trump. If they were going to keep it a secret from any president,
they would say,
we need to go and look on Twitter. You'll be there straight away, won't it?
It's the way if you find the video, it's just like, he's like, "What have you been given the secrets of Area 51?" He's like, well,
he can't help
like
himself.
This, thinking about,
he just can't help himself.
Shall I not say anything? Just brilliant. It's just really funny. But yeah. So anyway, that channel's up. Join it if you can. Just look for Social Command's space events. Peter said there shouldn't be an S on Social Command. I don't know on the thing. I don't know. Should there?
Social.
No, it's Social Command. On the logo, it says command. Social Commands. No.
Commands at the end. I thought Oshel. Does that work?
Oshel. That's not a thing. But Social Commands space events.
Yeah,
I looked at it.
Commands.
Yeah. No,
belongs to.
Yeah. So if you put an S, it needs an apostrophe. If you don't, it could be Social Command. So
well, don't care. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Thing is, it makes everybody talk about it.
I'll tell you what, it's a good job there's not a teacher in your household.
No, she doesn't read any I do.
Get to mark your work.
All I get is a raised eyebrow, and that's all I get. I'm starting up a channel, dear. What? So she doesn't understand any of that. Well, that's we've got about a few minutes left. Has anybody else?
I'll come and have a chat about that space stuff, mate. I think what we ought to do is spend the 15 minutes prior to launch just talking about aliens.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to join as well, just to put my opposite views. I think just that you're all making shit up. Oh.
You can't swear, Davin.
I said making it up. I've got.
Shall see. No, we won't do that. I'm sure. I'm just trying to find something. Just while you're talking.
Yeah, what you've got to do, just regarding the news, mate. What's this about a dog getting a blooming award?
Oh, it's one of these special dogs that that look after people. I don't know. I only read the news. I don't know about it. But yeah, it's one of these they can't. They take them into hospitals, don't they? And
they
Yeah,
calm
children's
people down.
homes. They calm people down and stuff like that. So, but this dog is supposed to have been brilliant at it. So
You've
They
already
have
got one.
yeah, they have reading dogs, don't they, in
sold
schools?
that, haven't
When Finn went to his first secondary school, which was absolutely rubbish, they had a reading dog in there, and the whole idea is the dog sits with his head on
good.
next to the kid on the lap,
Come on.
and as you're reading, the dog just looks, and they train the dog to watch the pages turn, so it's almost as if the dog's mimicking them reading for the special needs kids. Yeah,
the funny thing, I thought it was actually physically reading them.
No,
Had to train him to do that.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, yeah,
That'd be
pulling them up, yeah.
hilarious.
No,
But no, it's. I've got something for you, Darren. It's all right. I'm just loading it in. So, what's everybody doing at the weekend anyway? Just before we do that, Grant, anything?
weekend.
No, nothing.
I think Fridays are my day now. The weekend is just the same as everything else, other than don't
We're all
look at
dressing
work
up
email.
tonight.
But Fridays, I can drink because I'm trying to lose a little bit of timber. I can drink, I can eat. I've had some homemade cookies today. It's just Fridays just go mad day, and then I'm back to normal over the weekend. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
nothing going
Fair
on.
enough. That's all right. Well, we're all dressing up tonight. For
Are
some
you?
reason, I don't know. Yeah, they all have it's Friday night is everybody has a drink night together because our family's just massive. So they're all having a drink. I'm doing the show obviously later on. So we're all supposed to be in suits and ball gowns.
Nice.
But my ball gown doesn't fit me anymore. But anyway,
I'd pay to see that. To be fair,
let's just have a look inside Darren's head.
that looks like me as a child, actually.
Which one? The doll?
He used to like to dress up as a clown.
I did, yeah.
So, Tina, this is a quick story about that. Tina was talking to one of her co-workers at school, and who's young, 20-ish, something like that. Couldn't get the concept of TV not being on in the day. Couldn't get the concept of it, and having that from 9 o'clock in the morning till 1 o'clock. Just didn't
And the
understand.
national anthem as well. The national anthem at night, and no breakfast TV. There was no breakfast TV at all. Was I remember that breakfast TV in the 80s coming on, and yeah, bizarre. CFAX.
CFAX. How bad was that? We had a box. We sold. I don't know before you joined us, Darren, but we had a massive box. It was the size of a TV, and it was when they used to make TVs and hi-fis and stuff in proper wood. And it was like, I don't know if anybody remembers that. But it was the size of a TV, the width of it, and it was about that thick. And all it was a CFAX box. Because before they actually built it into TVs, you could just plug it in and then plug it into your TV. But it was huge. And I mean, the processing power was nothing.
I used to love the holiday section. So you used to wait for your holiday section to come out. You quickly write down this B&B, and you just miss the end of it, and you had to have 56 pages to wait for it to
go
come back
round.
again. Damn.
There's actually a website called CFAX Holidays now, which they still advertise holidays.
What was
on.
the one?
Anyway,
Remember Oracle?
Oracle, yeah.
That was the other one, wasn't it?
Oracle was the ITV.
It was
Yeah,
like the
it
was
internet,
ITV.
before the internet, wasn't it?
That's
Yeah,
it was,
before the internet.
and you used on CFAX. They used to have a game. They used to have a game that used to play with the remote. It was a few versions on, but you used to be able to move just a pixel. One.
On the remote. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Right, that is it, gentlemen. What an extraordinary show that was again.
Nice
was-
light Friday.
I just need a little plug. I'm going
Oh,
live
go on,
at
mate.
1:30 today on Blam Academy
Yeah,
with David
what's his name
Rahman
on?
again, who is the mind coach. He's going to do another session with us. So stay tuned, and I think I'm going to broadcast it to Blam TV as well. So if you check it out on YouTube. But he's an awesome guy. I can't remember what he's doing today. He's doing about taking action. So ideally, if you're entrepreneurial or if you're in the business world, or you just need a little bit of motivation, he's awesome.
That's
Well, give it a
excellent.
watch. Sounds good.
No, I'll be watching that today because I may be on it in a few weeks. I've been told. Yes, don't know what I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk about SpaceX. Anyway, we'll just drop the video in again.
Down.
The what? Sorry.
You're just going to sit there counting down from 100, aren't you?
That's what I'm going to do. Well, we'll leave you with that video again, and then that's it. We'll all see you on Monday at 12 o'clock. Bye bye.
T minus 10, 9,